All right, Betsy, here we go.
I know. It's so beautiful outside today. And then tonight, we have those stellar stars out there. It's really a beautiful night. Things are going to be a little changed for your day tomorrow, but then I think you're really going to like where we go from there. So let's take a look at what's happening. Mostly sunny skies to begin your day tomorrow. Temps will be in the 60s, probably the low 60s at that. We'll make it into the low 80s in the afternoon. Probably some areas getting stuck in the upper 70s, but we will have rain and rumbles moving in. Those rain and rumbles clear off to the northwest of us tonight, and you can see it's been a pretty potent line of rain and storms moving through portions of Wisconsin. We are anticipating not only the rain, but probably some rumbles of thunder too. We could have some stronger storms moving through, so certainly something we'll be keeping an eye on. But as far as how that is going to time out, we're going to jump right into your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. By tomorrow morning, we could have some areas in the upper 50s pre-dawn, but most of us will be starting the day off in the low 60s. Southerly breezes out ahead of that frontal boundary that is on the way. By midday, temperatures have moved right into the mid and upper 70s. I think we'll achieve our peak heating by the time we hit early afternoon, with highs generally in the low 80s around the area. Then the rain moves in. Now note the time. Stop the clock, 5:30 p.m. We still have the brisk southwesterly breezes. A lot of this rain is still west of 71. Timing may be adjusted a little bit as the day goes on, but for now, it looks like those rain and storms will be moving through by the time we hit midnight, so probably in that window of 5 p.m. to midnight. Then by Friday morning at 8 a.m., I think we're looking really good with the northwest wind, cooler air in place. This is dry air. This is going to set us up for a phenomenal weekend at that. So as far as the Guardians tomorrow, we are looking for the chances for some rain to be moving through. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of bob and weave through all of that. But otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, temp around 80 degrees. Not a bad night at all. We'll have a brisk southerly breeze, so that's a nice wind blowing out for our big hitters. Now, the big picture forecast is we kind of put all of that into perspective with where we fit into everything else. We still have that frontal boundary off to the west. Watch how this thing swings through as we head through our Thursday, and then it is out of here by the time we hit early Friday. That's some great news. We will then see the heat dome on the move. And this is such a critical forecast, not just for us, not just for the areas that have been seeing all of that heat and feeling all of that heat, but also the West Coast. And this is where things start to get real squirrely as far as the bigger picture forecast goes. Remember, the heat dome is kind of the big brother of the atmosphere at this point. It is just pushing all of the storms around it. So our storm track goes way into Canada, way off the East Coast, then comes in over the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean, and then starts to come up the West Coast, which is very interesting because, as you can see, we get a big push of tropical moisture coming from the Pacific. Meanwhile, the center of the heat dome is on the move, and by Sunday we will be considerably warmer than we have been over the last few weeks. And notice how that heat dome just kind of sets up shop and stays with us through early next week. Right now, it doesn't look like we're going to see any real relief from that heat until Wednesday as we start to get some air in from the northeast. But the tropics, this is also part of our picture here. First of all, there's Tropical Storm Greg, which may impact Hawaii with a big surf and also some wind, so that may hamper those recovery efforts. There's Fernanda, nothing but storm for the fishes, and then Hillary. This is the one we really have to watch for the West Coast. Yes, it is 1,600 miles away from Los Angeles right now, but over the next 5 days, look how this is expected to move north. It's moving over colder water once it hits California, so that'll help to put the brakes on it. But the problem is it is bringing all that moisture with it, and you put moisture in Southern California, you get flooding. And so that is expected to be a huge concern for those folks. Meanwhile, this is our rain chances. Once we get through tomorrow, is nothing. Get ready to water the gardens. Union Home Mortgage forecast, we stay in the 70s for Friday. We'll be in the upper 70s Saturday with a phenomenal day. Back into the heat, though, Sunday and through most of next week. We really won't get any relief until late next week as temperatures drop back into the low 80s.